All right, it's the Rundown, Thursday, October 13th, presented by new sponsor, the Barstool Sports store. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. During this time, 100% of net proceeds from the Barstool Sports Breast Cancer Awareness Collection will be donated to Pink Aid. Pink Aid provides compassionate support, critical resources, and emergency financial assistance to breast cancer patients and their families. You can shop the collection over at store.barstoolsports.com. We got a bunch of cool stuff on there, and it's going for a great cause, so go check it out. Smitty, Rico, welcome. We'll start with the MLB Playoffs. Last night, Smitty, your Phillies go down 3-0 to the Braves, but I imagine you're feeling okay. I mean, you sign up for that going into Atlanta taking 1 out of 2.
Well, so Philly sports is interesting, especially the fan base. It's either we're going to win it all and fuck everybody, or our entire existence is fucked. There's no in between.
Right.
I'm, for some reason, being realistic because I said going into this series, the Braves, I think, are the best team in baseball. It's going to take a lot for the Phillies to win. You went in, you stole game 1. Yeah, of course. You like to sack up and go back 2-0. We're okay. We're okay. Sky isn't falling. You got Aaron Nola on the bump. They need to win game 3. They have to win in South Philly tomorrow, because if not, they cannot win 2 games in a row.
Well, I don't think they can win with Syndergaard, is where I'm at.
Well, I mean, it's going to be Bailey Falter, Syndergaard, maybe put Ranger Suarez back out there, but they're not going to be able to win 2 games in a row. The Braves might still be able to win 2 games in a row and win it if the Phillies take tomorrow. The Phillies don't really have a chance. So Aaron Nola coming off 2 career games against the Astros to clinch it. Should have been a perfect game. And shutting the shit out of the Cardinals. Game 2 last week. You know, he's our horse.
Who pitches for the Braves game 3?
It's either Morton or Strider. Hasn't been announced yet.
Morton, I fucking hate Charlie Morton.
You know, Charlie.
He is a playoff monster.
But he's been struggling this year, and the Phillies been batting him around.
It doesn't matter.
If Morton starts,
he shouldn't be good.
If Morton starts, well, no, he shouldn't be good. The Phillies had him in 2014. He was throwing like 92 miles an hour.
Well, he went to the Astros cheating. I went to college with his cousin, and like he would wear the Charlie Morton jersey. Like, it was during the 2017 ALCS, and I would just get so angry. But like, Charlie Morton has no business being this good for the Houston Astros.
He was really good for them, too.
And he won them the World Series last year. Like, good for Charlie. But he's been getting the shit kicked out of him this year by the Phillies. I hope he pitches.
Playoff Charlie Morton, I'm telling you. I hate to admit it, he's another animal right now. I forgot I had it, but from before the season, I have a plus 2,500 Barstool Sportsbook future on the Phillies to win the World Series.
You jinxed them before this.
I did not jinx. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, you and Joe Girardi, you know, dock each other. You have a good time, and now he's gone.
I placed it a while ago and didn't pay too much attention to the Phillies this season. $100 to win 2,500. They're at like plus 1,000 right now. So.
Not confirmed. Well, I mean, if they beat the Braves, they can beat anybody. But not confirmed. If works out, possibly we'll be taking the Lummox to the ballpark tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
Big T versus the city of Philadelphia. That's going to be something.
Only the second time in, 200 years the South tried to invade the North.
Wait, so you're going to make him go, tomorrow's Friday, you're going to make him go to game 4 tomorrow, and then he's got probably the biggest game of his life Saturday.
I mean, big stage. What are you going to do?
People should be nicer to him in this office.
What do you think, if Big T's over there, we can ask him. Do you think, what would you rather have guarantee win? Tennessee or Braves?
After the Braves
ALDS?
World Series, I'm going to tell you right now, without a doubt, he doesn't flinch in the answer. It's a no-brainer. Any sports fan, it's a no-brainer.
I would probably agree.
But I also think
so. But if Atlanta didn't win last year, it might be different.
I'm telling you right now, I know that answer.
But then again, he's a natural-born fraud. He's a Georgia peach, but he roots for Tennessee. I don't know what's going on.
No, it's no debate. There's no.
He also probably figures
and he also
that
walks like slow.
The Braves are more likely to win without a guarantee. Big T, this will be quick.
Tommy has a very
guarantee
stupid
would
question.
you rather take? Braves winning the NLDS or Tennessee winning Saturday?
It would be UT easy if it wasn't for him. Like if we were playing the Padres, like UT in a landslide.
I'm offering to take you to South Philly tomorrow.
It still is, but it's very close.
Okay, what about guaranteed Tennessee beats Alabama or guaranteed Braves make the World Series?
I mean, I think you have to go Braves there if you're doing 2 series. But
really? Because I thought a part of it that factors in is that you got a championship last year. Well, to put it this way, if the Braves, if you never saw one in your life, which one?
Oh, well, then it'd be the Braves, no question.
Wait, really?
If the Braves hadn't won last year?
More than Tennessee? I thought it was completely flipped.
The second one.
No, put it this way. You can only get one in your whole life. Tennessee National Championship, Braves World Series.
Like if the Braves hadn't won?
Yes.
It would still be the Braves.
Really?
Really.
Oh, then
Well, he's a Georgia
stand
Peach.
corrected.
What are your thoughts on God?
I love God.
You love God? You're a God-fearing Bible man?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you respond to the last time you were at a Phillies-Braves game? It was Easter Sunday. You committing
Weren't you
blasphemy. I'm not a God man.
He was there also.
He's committing blasphemy on the biggest stage in Lord's program.
Do what I do.
No, that's exactly what you did. All right, Big T, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Yep, it's take your lummox to the ballpark day, and I already fed him. Got him his crab fries, got him his chicken fingers. But the most impressive thing is how Big T right here has officially given up on his Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this most important day in the religion of Christianity. He is here on the day of Sabbath. On the day of Sabbath, on the most important day of the year, and he chose baseball over his God.
I'm fellowshipping with my Christian brothers in Christ. Thank you very much.
In Jesus' name, we play baseball and communism. Isn't the big commie thing to just give up on all religion?
This is
Facts.
Just walk away.
No, it's
And the Braves ended up losing 3-0.
So nice.
and then what happened the rest of the season?
It doesn't matter.
They were just fine.
You're going to hell because you went to a baseball game on Easter Sunday. It's like
You were there.
I'm not a God-fearing Southern Baptist man.
Let's
I
get,
think both are going to happen though for the record.
Allegedly.
We're beating Bama and the Braves are winning the NL.
And you're going to hell.
let's get the points back on
Guess
your
we'll
side.
see. I'll see you there.
You read the newspaper?
Damn right.
You read the newspaper today?
What was in it?
See inflation?
Oh, I mean, it's out of control.
Look at this.
It's way higher than what they're telling you, too.
Padres beat the Dodgers
I love Big
5-3
T.
to knot the series up. I don't think the Dodgers are winning the World Series. And I said this before they lost last night. I think the people that are just crowning them.
Dude, Brandon Walker brought up a very good point. Like you don't think about. You don't think
They're
about.
talking about chokers. Like.
Yeah, they have been like the standard team who probably should win the World Series for like the last 17 years, and they're 16-1, with their one being the COVID year,
I mean, I was terrified. When
or they're 1-16 with the one being
Mets
the
went
COVID
against
year.
them in 15. I was like, we can't beat these guys.
They're very beatable in the playoffs.
And their rotation is not that scary. I know they get a bunch of guys like Tyler Anderson that come out of nowhere.
Is Gonsolin young?
Yeah.
Very young.
He was great in the Braves series. Like a couple years ago, I remember. Or I don't know if he was great. I just remember him pitching. That was like his introduction. But to get these guys that, I mean, outside of Kershaw, who was hittable last night and is hittable in the postseason, I don't think any of them totally scare you as like shut down.
What percentage do you see the NL completely blown up and you have Padres Phillies? 5%?
It's higher than that
Right now
because
they're
they have
both
the one win.
They're both going home
Yeah.
tied up.
Yeah. So
But-
the series has shifted back to them.
The Padres are really good.
They are, and I think we
If they play up to their potential,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
they have been in the playoffs.
Right.
Right. All year, and it was funny because all year I was like, Padres are frauds. I would bet them. They wouldn't score for me. So, like, I was angst against them that way. And then they line up against the Mets. I'm like, oh, fuck, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, like, all year I was like, they were a sleeping giant. And they finally, if we woke them up, I do think they're live. I do think the Phillies are kind of live, too.
They
I
have
think
to.
the Padres are significantly more talented than the Phillies.
Okay.
though.
So, not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. And I think the Padres are more live than the Phillies. The Phillies comes down to tomorrow. They lose tomorrow, like you might as well not play
The
the next.
interesting one on the Barstool Sportsbook is that I know it's 1-0, but the Astros are minus 530 to win that series. The Mariners are plus 380. Now, the Mariners gave away a huge advantage of what they could have had. But if you think the Mariners have like a lot of fight in them, like plus 380 to win that series.
That's a big not that they lost, how they lost.
Yeah.
Could have just
Carl
killed
is
them.
on the defense or the stance that the Mariners have a lot of dogs in them. A lot of guys who didn't play. What?
Go. Sorry.
Oh, a lot of guys who didn't make. A lot of guys who haven't made the playoffs. Like career guys bouncing around. Like do have a young superstar. Just interesting to see if you think they'll get off the mat. I think we find out a lot today.
Find out today.
Yeah, because the Astros have owned them at home. It's 31-7. So
They'll be the only game played today. Yankees, Guardians rained out.
Quick Phillies question. Did you think that Rhys Hoskins play was an error last night or a hit? Because Philly Sports Radio is calling for his fucking nuts on a plate, calling it a routine ground ball.
Yeah, that's how it's always
I wouldn't say routine ground ball.
I mean, granted, him and Schwarber haven't been doing dick at the plate. That doesn't help. One for, 38 in the playoffs. He's got to knock the ball down. And I love Rhys.
He hit
He's got to
it.
knock the.
It's not like it was a fucking bloop.
No, he's got to knock the ball down.
It's not a very clear, like, you have. I mean, it's like he should make that play, but
I don't know, Smitty.
Also,
that angle is more down.
Also, whether he makes that play or not, Phillies aren't winning the game. Like, you can't get Bryce.
Yeah,
you can't get Bryce at second.
Yeah.
To lead off the second inning and not get him in and scoring 3 hits
That
the whole
last
fucking
one
game.
doesn't help him.
He's got to get in front of it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Yankees Guardians
relax.
rained out today. They play 1 p.m. tomorrow. Just
like
MLB so stupid.
nah, that's just cowardly Yankees not wanting to play in the rain.
I would have loved to play in the rain. Nestor, the rain wouldn't affect Nestor. It'd maybe throw Shane Bieber off his game. But we'll get Nestor Bieber tomorrow. But now the thing is, you got 4 straight games, travel days. They travel Friday, then to Cleveland Saturday, and then if there's a game 5, Monday or Sunday to Monday from Cleveland back to the Bronx. Just a mess. The Yankees
Does that benefit the Guardians a little bit since they're a little deeper bullpen? I mean, their bullpen is
probably. Yeah. I mean, the Yankees, though, you look at it this way. You got the next 3 games on full rest. You got Nestor, Severino, Garrett Cole. Win 2 of those 3, you move on. Now, if they get to a game 5, either have Nestor on short rest, who I actually think is a guy that could handle it because he doesn't throw that hard and he's just so wacky that he could probably give you 4 innings. Or you got like Tyone, Herman. They don't have enough to do a bullpen game.
Right.
So it does hurt the Yankees in that regard. But I still think they're going to win this series. I think they could win it, and I think they could sweep them. But we'll see. Tune in tonight for, I guess, we'll have streams. The Chicago guys are in town, so they'll have Bears Commanders, Thursday night football. And then there will be, playoff baseball, just that one game playing. Who do you guys like tonight, Bears or Commanders?
Over 3.5 field goals. I've been making a lot of money on it being ugly. Last week, I gave out neither team to score 20 points was like plus 400. Like, if it's gross, just find the gross and chase it.
I like for the game to be played.
Yeah. I think I'm leaning Washington. Maybe a Brian Robinson anytime touchdown. He's the lead back. You come out to that Many Man song last week. That was awesome.
My pick is Justin Fields over 42.5 yards. Bears don't have many games left on the schedule that they can win.
Rushing or passing?
Rushing. I mean, that's an honest debate.
Question.
Yeah.
We do a pick central parlay, and whoever puts the leg in that's in doubt, we always like shit on it. So it's a fun group chat. But I will say this, and Big Ev is sharp and he's smart. This man is just going all in every time. He gives a touchdown. No, he just gives a touchdown score, and you're like, Ev, like, come on, and it nails. He had Devontae Adams the other night.
Big Ev's probably, I think, the best gambler at the game.
Yeah, so tonight is
between him and like Merles.
Who did he put in tonight?
Yeah.
Montgomery. So like we're gonna sweat that, but the man's hot, so you can't say anything.
Next up, Dan Snyder has reportedly hired a private investigator to dig up dirt on Roger Goodell. And the report says that Snyder is the Commander's owner, if you don't know, has enough dirt to blow up the NFL and says he'll release the dirt if they ever try to remove him as an owner. Goodell wants to remove him, but, essentially Snyder is blackmailing them.
I love it.
I love it.
Right,
As a Giant fan, Eagle fan.
But why did he let it get out? See, because
because they're threatening him. They're threatening to squeeze him out. What would you do? What would you do if you got squeezed out here? Would you blow up the entire program?
No, but I'm surprised that he put it out that he did hire the I thought he would just have the file in a vault. Oh, it got out?
Yeah, I don't think he's voluntarily was like, I have a bunch of blackmail.
Here's an honest question. If everything here is true.
Here, like they can't fuck with me, he said privately. Who let that out? He's got to get a tighter circle.
Right.
If everything they say here is true, does Dan Snyder show up in a ditch? Like in a year?
No, it's too obvious. Although it's like Epstein hanging himself. Like, obviously Hillary did it, but
we're talking about billionaires here protecting like everything.
But
like, you don't think Jerry Jones tries to off Snyder?
I mean, here's what I was thinking of: is what could blow up the
wacky
NFL.
shit happened. State Penn had one of those jurors fucking show up dead in his car or something like that, or somebody connected. Look into that.
I think the NFL is beyond, it's like blow-up proof. I don't think there's a single thing that could come out about the NFL that would significantly hurt the sport. It would fuck Goodell over for sure.
That's kind of
true.
true.
I can't think of anything coming out that would make people stop watching football.
Well,
It's gonna be like Goodell is maybe stealing from the owner.
What's the worst possible thing you can think? I mean, the worst possible thing. The worst possible thing was like a child pedophilia ring that Penn State was involved in, and that didn't kill Penn State.
Yeah,
if that happened, if an Epstein level thing happened with the NFL, I think you're right. For as awful as it is, people are still going to watch fucking football.
And the NFL has been through
like
some issues that are hot button, like like the NFL politically. People are like, I'm gonna give up on the NFL if they're gonna do that. I don't give a fuck one way or the other. But I'm just saying that was definitely in the news. Like things like Ray Rice comes back. Certain guys, Mike Vick, like they've been through a few different trials and tribulations where the general public is like, fuck the NFL, and they still survive.
And I'm not saying it's right.
Smitty's point, it's not right, but I do think it's time immemorial. Like,
look at
NFL.
I mean, we're doing the right thing in giving all of our breast cancer awareness money to like a right charity. Look what the NFL did for a decade with their breast cancer awareness money.
Yeah, I guess something like that. If it was like the NFL is
like that's
not
like
donating to charity or
total
whatever,
scumbag behavior.
Again,
nobody even
people
blinks an
stop
eye.
watching it because of that?
No, people are going to just keep watching it.
Tommy, this is the other part too. You need to know. Why do people still go to NFL or like why do people still go to NFL games?
I hate going to football games.
With the technology, with the red zone, with the ability to watch way more games. Like in 1985, it was the only game on. Like, yeah, go. You can't watch anything else. So like, okay, now you can watch everything at the drop of a fucking.
I'll tell you what.
It's the worst
and they're all
sport
sold
live
out.
by far.
Season ticket lines down the road. Like,
watching the game is probably bad, but I gotta admit, atmosphere at the link, the whole day, tailgate, get your Jetro on. It's a nice experience.
Yeah, but if you're a season ticket holder and you've had bad years, like all those great wins, don't get me wrong, like you're holding that. But like, look at Jets and Giants fans. How many home playoff games have been at MetLife since in existence? Take a guess.
One.
Giants.
Falcons.
Giants.
Yeah.
One.
What year?
Like early.
It was 2012.
They beat the Falcons.
Yeah, 2011 season, 2012 January.
Yeah, so like
It was Hakeem Nicks.
so they love to say like, season tickets, you get playoff rights. And
That's
stuff.
nuts for the biggest stadium built in the
While
last
you're waiting for
15
those
years.
big games,
Apparently.
while you're waiting for those big games, in between you're getting a ton of like shitty games, shitty weather, like you know.
This is very me, but my favorite football games was when I was a beat reporter for Fordham for the Giants. I went to every home game and I would just stuff my face with food. I could have my laptop out because I was indoors. I didn't care about the cold. I was watching Red Zone. Like that was the perfect mix. I'm at the football game, but I'm still doing everything.
Do you have to really even do anything?
After the game, you go talk to the players, like get sound bites and stuff. But no, that was the ideal football setup. Blink-182 is reuniting. They made a We're Coming video, a pun on ejaculating, to promote their tour. Tom DeLonge has rejoined and left multiple times the last 10 years, but he's officially back. Blink-182, they're cool. I like Blink-182 songs.
Tom DeLonge sounds like a writer.
Tom DeLonge, did I say it wrong?
No.
Oh.
I laughed that he quit and came
gotcha.
back 10 times.
It's amazing. Blink-182 stealing White Sox Dave's jokes.
Blink-182 was my favorite band. I was like 12, 13 years old. I'm going at the Garden, never seen them live.
Yeah, you're a white dude who grew up in Blink-182. Like,
Teenage
Jesus
angsty
Christ.
Rico.
Like, yeah, they're everybody's favorite band in 1998.
All right.
Pop punk music just hits. That's why pop punk is so popular. I mean, they're talented, but like that type of music it just gets people going.
You and Nate Dogg should go to the Coming tour.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I already got my tickets. Remember Bamboozled? Remember those festivals?
No.
Okay. I went to that.
Sorry.
Like, no, well, I guess that genre of music, Cartel, Paramore.
Yeah.
Jumpsuit Red Apparatus or whatever. Like, that whole angst got real popular real quick and then disappeared.
Do you think it's the best
Still
genre
amazing.
of music to hear live? Pop punk?
No. Rap concert, fucking electric.
Thing though is you can't always sing along at a rap
pretty sick.
concert.
I saw Jay-Z and Eminem. Like, it was, I don't know, just the electricity that the artists, you could tell. It felt like
Some
the
people
artist,
could try.
It felt like the artist like played a game. You know, like
Right.
they were exhausted.
It's
They
definitely
didn't
like
phone it in.
But I'm talking just fun going there, screaming out.
I think it's like one of those where you get to an age where you can go with your parents, if that makes sense. Like you become a Billy Joel fan, they grew up with Billy Joel.
Yeah, Billy
like,
Joel.
You know, Jimmy Buffett, Bruce Springsteen, I don't know, The Who. Like where it overlaps and there's a crowd of like young people and old people.
Next up, Tom Cruise going to space to film a scene for an upcoming movie. It's a space action movie with a $200 million budget, and he's going to take a rocket to the space station, perform a spacewalk. It would make Tom Cruise the first ever civilian to go to space. I thought Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk go to space like all the time.
How is it a scene?
Yeah,
How did he justify this as a scene? Not So if you told me he was going to film the whole movie in space, it makes more sense. One scene?
Well, you're not in space for that long.
First civilian to do a spacewalk outside of the International Space Station.
Smitty,
which is like,
what I'm saying is, like, we
kind of fucking scary.
Yeah. And I bet the CGI of space probably looks better than actual.
It's almost like Tom Cruise. This seems like the climax of Tom Cruise's.
No, he's a thrill seeker.
No. But I mean, this is like, what's more? What more can you do for this?
He's also
do Armageddon live? Go to an asteroid and blow it up?
He's gonna leak a story that he beat death somehow.
Like, no, he might cut the cord himself. Just be like, yeah, that's it.
Final act.
Yeah, just go out. Like fucking Clooney and Gravity.
It was definitely on the rundown. Did you hear what it made famous in the news when Miles Teller told him he had jet fuel it got into his skin, and he was like, "Yeah, born with it, kid." Like,
runs my blood, kid.
Yeah, he's method acting to the extreme.
He's nuts.
Good for him.
Balenciaga releases an $1,800 purse that looks like a Lay's potato chip bag. It's made its debut, and it's going to come in 4 different flavors, which are just colors. Wait, that's the fucking thing?
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
The Snapchat guys have done shoes with Balenciaga. Like, they're like, hey, do a take on this. And they're like shitty shoes. They have holes in them. Balenciaga, I'm so over. I don't get what's going on with Balenciaga.
Fashion is just anything that people say is cool becomes cool. Like, I can't keep now loose-fitting jeans are back in. Like, people they change their mind all the time. Guys like Rudy, douchebags like Rudy are ahead of the curve. Whatever they wear becomes cool. It's like Rudy's gonna walk in with one of these chip bags one day and look awesome. You're gonna walk in with an $1,800 Balenciaga potato chip bag and somehow pull it off, probably wearing a dress or something. That's all I got.
I mean, he is
kind of a compliment.
You are right. It's a big time compliment.
I mean, look at what he's wearing. Look at what Rudy's wearing today. Like that.
If I wore this with a mustache, I'd be shot. Seriously.
Yeah, like that's a guy who could walk with a fucking potato chip bag.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Dustin Johnson regrets his decision to go to live. It's sarcastic. It's sarcastic. Okay. I was really regretting my decision to come here. It's just been terrible, as I assume the tone he said it in. He just collected an $18 million bonus check for clinching regular season points in just 6 total events. Same amount of money Rory has made for winning the Tour Championship.
How much per event?
$3 million per event.
Oh,
not
for
bad.
an education.
Not bad.
So it's a throwaway comment, but John threw this in. I wrote a blog. I'm blogging now. I wrote a blog in there today. So Foreplay, shout out Foreplay, successful podcast. Always good when you could take your sport and be a successful podcast. Best in the business. They're in video games. Great guys.
Nobody deserves it less than Trent, but go on.
No. Trent's a nice guy. They put a hypothetical out there. How far away could you start, the furthest you could start away from every hole on the Masters to win? At Augusta to win. So I did the math. The blog's in there. Like Trent said his mom, or Riggs said his mom would have to start a foot away. Like, that's the obvious answer. I'm saying, how far could you go back?
I mean, I'm probably about as good as Riggs.
The average winner is 10.8 over the last 22 years. That means that they shoot, let's say, -11. You have to shoot -12 to win. 4 rounds, -3 per round. So, like, where are you guaranteeing yourself 3 birdies? Trent said Riggs thinks he could do 150, which is a hard-o answer, but he is a good golfer. Right? I think Dan said like 125. I originally thought 100. No way. Because if you start at 100, you have to put it to within 25 feet. And from there, you could 3-putt. Like, the thing is, the greens are a bitch. Trent said he thinks he'd have to start on the green. I disagree. I think you go 25 yards out. Because you can, like, run one close with a chip. I think if you start on the green, you're not guaranteed to 3-putt every time. And it could be a disaster. Let's say you read the break wrong.
It could be a disaster either way. You can chip and just fucking whip the hole and end up 6
for sure. But the other thing you got to remember is on a par 5, if you start 25 yards away and run it and get it close and pop it in for a 2, you just took an albatross. You know, like it's ipso facto.
I personally can't operate a wedge. I can't operate an iron. I'm driver to putter. I'm driver to putter on the golf course. It doesn't even have to be on the green. I'd rather whack it with a putter than use a chipper. But I'm horrible at golf.
How are you getting to the golf course if you have to go on the highway?
Uber.
So I said
You're not driving.
25.
Hell no, I'm only driving when I get there, brother.
I said 25 yards.
Guy never
think
drove on the highway.
I think I can do it from 25 yards. I'm actually going to try and figure out a way to do it at a municipal course, like a local course,
Yeah.
and see what I get there. Because if I don't get 3 under there, well,
You're saying 3 under every
3 under every round. So you'd have to do it 4 times, but I'm not going to do that.
I think that's pretty easy.
But I think-
not for me, but for someone who has at least a little bit of golf. I mean that you theoretically, even if you 3-putt every hole, you're birding every hole.
No. On a par 3, you would take a bogey.
I thought, but aren't we saying
Oh,
Augusta?
you're saying start on the green? I'm saying 25 yards. That means
I'm saying start on the green, and even if you 3-putt, you're because Augusta's 72, right? Around.
Yeah.
So even if you 3-putt, that's a birdie every hole, ish on average.
I don't know if you can guarantee that you're going to 3-putt on every hole. That's what I'm saying. And I
Yeah,
know,
but even
it's
not
a hypothetical.
everyone,
We'll
but
see.
enough of them.
Well, the other part of it too is, so what do
It's
you
a wild
think?
hypothetical.
What do you think? What?
Just a wildly useless hypothetical.
Aren't all hypotheticals useless?
Not that useless.
What do you think I would have to shoot at a municipal course to then have confidence to try it at
Augusta?
Augusta? Like if I just got 12 under at the municipal course, I'm not going to go to Augusta and be like, oh, I'm going to do 12 under
Maybe
here.
like 25 under.
Yeah, you got to like almost double. Like, well, no, if I need 3 on one day, I got to go. I would say like 8. I got to go like 8 under on a
Right.
municipal course, right? I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try and do it.
All right, that's all we got. Tune in tonight for the Bears Commanders stream. Dozen tonight, 7 p.m. is your mom versus the family. John
Didn't you
Rich's
participate last year? No.
dozen debut.
Have you participated?
I did a Barstool Idol one. We did it on like the second to last day.
That's what it was. You were a beast, right?
Oh yeah, big beast.
And just a heads up, this dozen has a record in it. It's pretty good.
John Rich
pretty good.
fights and Riggs
Oh, yeah?
versus
Yeah, it's pretty
AFC,
It's pretty good.
Rudy, and Jack.
See, I got no spoilers on this one. So.
Yeah. No, it's a good record.
Good episode.
What was your niche? Did he do Kentucky?
Don't answer. I don't know.
I don't think I want to give a spoiler.
Oh, okay. All right.
Doing grammar as a niche is the biggest I'm so much smarter than you niche.
Oh, it's the most
possible.
Francis move you could have.
Francis, he's a rider. He wasn't great.
Oh, I love Francis. Oh, he didn't know the
Francis-
rules. He'll get into it.
He'll figure it out.
figure it
Francis
out.
is gonna be worse than Coley. Like Coley was a trivia monster. Like he had you know,
knows what he's
Francis smarter guy overall, sure than
Trivia-
Coley,
trivia
but
does
for-
not correlate
for
with
dozen trivia
intelligence.
from
No, it
Jeff
doesn't.
At
Delo's
all.
brain.
Yeah.
Coley better grasp.
And it's one of those people too. Like Large is a beast in it, but Large like just knows a lot about other weird shit too.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think if
Like I'm not a smart person at all, but
if you don't
I do
aspire to be,
okay
like,
at trivia.
weird with it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Tune in tonight, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Go Phils.